Okay, so today we are going to be swapping the power steering pump off my TVR Chimera. Now the steering pump is actually inside this silver thing here. That's not actually the pump, it's more like a cover or a mounting bracket arrangement. The pump's actually inside there, which you'll see later. Now what we first need to do is remove the swirl pot. This is the swirl pot, and it's got 4 little bolts at the base that we need to really get it out of the way so we've got room to take this pulley off. So we'll do that first. Right, okay, so it's about 20 minutes later and you can see that the swirl pot, the bolts are out, look, and it's loose so you can gain access. See those 3 bolts there holding the pulley on? Okay, so first lesson is, do not take the belt off, because otherwise you'll never get these undone. These are 10mm, and the trick is to slacken them off first, then remove the belt, because otherwise you've got nothing to hold this pulley at all. As you can see, they're quite tight. Right, next to remove the belt, what I normally do is stick a piece of wood or a huge screwdriver and put some pressure on the belt tensioner to get the belt off. Okay, so the belt's now off. It's a good idea, if you're not familiar with how the belt goes on these engines, to draw a little diagram, because when you come back to put it back on, you'll wonder how the hell it fitted. And if you don't get it right, it'll make a hell of a noise, generally. So, now undo these 3 10mm and take the pulley off. Right, okay, they're all out now. What you notice is this last one is quite a bit longer than the others. This is obviously one of the physical support bolts, and I used to think that, right, that's it, it'll come out now. But what you now find is there's 2 sneaky bolts in the bottom, which I'll now show you. Right, so the access is so crap that we can't see it with the camera, so I've broken out the super duper Aldi endoscope camera, and you can see there is one of the bolts, and there's the other one. They're right at the bottom. There's like a bracket on the back of the steering pump, and you need to undo those. I think they're 13mm, so you need a socket and an extension to get those out, and then the pump will be free. Okay, so I spoke too soon. These are 10mm, so I've now got a 10mm socket, and we'll attempt to get them out. Okay, so the fun continues. I'm going to take, I've got a tray underneath to try and catch as much of the old fluid as I can. I'm actually going to let the fluid go out of the reservoir because I want as much of this old fluid out as I can possibly get, just in case this pumps coughed Kit Kat wrappers into the fluid, which I'm not sure if it has or not. The high pressure hose there, it's these two nuts here, so this one wants to stay with the pump and you can undo this one to loosen it. So as you can see, this nut turns without the hose having to turn, which obviously would be a complete pain in the rectum if it had to do that. Fluid's coming out. Also try not to get any of this fluid on the exhaust because that'll make for an interesting start-up. Okay, that fitting I think has to come out of the pump and go in the new one. So we'll keep an eye on that. The other hose is just a simple Jubilee clip because that's the low pressure side, so you just need to get a screwdriver to take that off. And this second pipe just pulls off. There we go. No, you didn't see. Right, okay, thrill seekers, here we are back again. I've transferred this black fitting onto this is the refurb pump. This is a refurbished original ZF which came off the car originally. I don't know if you can see the little logo there. I've tried the cheaper Japanese pumps and to be honest they're garbage. They're made out of monkey metal and they don't last very long at all. I've put some PTFE on there. I don't really know if it needs that, but I'm a belt and braces kind of guy and I can't see with it being on the thread it's ever going to get into the fluid, so we'll give this a try. So reassembly is just reversal of disassembly, so here we go. Okay, so the pump's reconnected, both hoses are going back on, Jubilee clips on that one and the high pressure fitting on that one. We're just now putting the two nuts back in that go into this housing. Small commercial break while I discovered that, let me just cover these holes up, on this replacement pump where the bracket fits there's an extra thread hole, and unfortunately inside that housing there's a huge great web in there so it wouldn't fit. So hey ho, 10 seconds with the grinder and we're off again. Right, next back on with the front plate, which is this one, which is this jobby with the long bolt in the bottom. Now experience has taught me don't do any of these up tight until you've got every single one of them in. Okay, the pump's back in now. All these bolts are all done up nice and tight. I'm going to put some fluid in it now. I like the idea of having the pump completely full and spinning it manually before I actually start the car. I'm going to jack the car up just to get the wheels slightly off the ground to take the pressure off the system when I first do it, because they always say that when you do this you need to go from lock to lock to get rid of any air bubbles whilst filling up the reservoir. So we'll proceed with that. Okay, so after a bit of a battle, the pulley is now on. I'll tighten that up when we finally get some fluid in it. So fluid in, belt on, and then swirl put just to fasten down again. Okay, all back together now, fluid in. I've spun the pump a little bit, topped the fluid up, and I'm going to run the engine now. I've got it jacked up on either side so the wheels are free, and then I'll top up the fluid as it goes, and then I'll bleed it by going lock to lock a couple of times with the steering. Running now, nice and quiet. No issues so far. The other one was screaming like I don't know what.